The evening began like countless others, routine and quiet, nothing to hint that everything was about to unravel. Dinner was done, the plates stacked in the sink, and I sat with my laptop open, idly scrolling through emails. That's when Melissa stepped into the dining room. My wife of 7 years carried herself differently that night. Her phone never left her hand, her fingers restless against the screen, her movements uneasy. Something in my gut tightened before a single word was spoken. She lowered herself into the chair across from me, her posture rigid, her gaze fixed anywhere but my face. Her voice, when it finally came, was soft, shaky, almost as though she were confessing a sin she had half prepared for. "I need to tell you something. I'll be going away for a few days with Ryan." The name dropped like a stone into silence. For a moment I waited for her lips to twitch, for her to backtrack, call it a joke, offer some ridiculous explanation to make it less brutal. But there was no humor in her tone, no lightness. Just cold reality. Ryan, her ex, the man she had always insisted was firmly in her past, a closed door never to be opened again. Hearing her tie his name to a trip, to her future plans, made my insides twist. My mind scrambled to dismiss it, to believe I'd misheard, but denial collapsed under the truth sitting across from me. Melissa, my wife, the one person I trusted above all, was openly planning to walk back into her past and carry me along for the humiliation. Rage clawed at my chest. I wanted to slam my fist against the table, to demand answers, to force her to see what she was doing. But I held it in. I sat there steady because I knew the trap. If I lost control, she'd twist it. She'd paint me as paranoid, jealous, overbearing. She'd turn her betrayal into my flaw. So I asked the only question that mattered. One word heavy enough to carry all my disbelief and pain. Why? She had an answer ready. She spoke of work, of Ryan's connections, of how this could benefit her career. Her tone was rehearsed, almost polished. She spoke as though what she was suggesting wasn't betrayal at all but a logical step I should accept if I cared about her future. The casual dismissal in her words made bile rise in my throat. She wasn't even ashamed. She was selling her decision like it was reasonable, like my role was to nod along. All the while she kept glancing at me, waiting for the spark. She wanted me to erupt, to plead, to reveal some desperate wound she could use against me. But I didn't give her that. I stayed unreadable, let her finish her speech, and when she had nothing left to say, I leaned back, met her eyes and said quietly, "Don't worry." The reaction was immediate. Her face shifted, confusion cutting through her composure. She repeated my words, uncertain, almost disoriented. She expected anger, tears, anything but calm dismissal. But that was all I gave. I didn't explain, didn't argue. Just 2 words. Then I returned to my screen as if the conversation had never happened. That night she circled me again and again, testing, pressing, trying to stir some emotion out of me. She tried guilt, she tried prodding, she even tried feigned tenderness. But I remained still. The silence was heavier than shouting could ever be. My restraint was her unraveling. She thought she had power, but in truth, the moment she confessed, she had already lost it. By morning, there was nothing left to discuss. While she showered, I quietly packed a bag. On the kitchen counter, I placed an envelope with divorce papers and a short note. Just 4 words this time. "Don't worry. I'm done." When she emerged and saw them, the color drained from her face. But I was already walking out the door, my back straight, my head high. She had gambled that I'd endure humiliation, that I'd cling to the marriage while she dipped into the past. She thought she could play both sides and still return to a husband waiting for her. She was wrong. The moment she spoke Ryan's name, she closed the book on us herself. My calm wasn't weakness. It was finality. My silence wasn't surrender. It was the last word. In the end, it wasn't anger or theatrics that ended our story. It was quiet certainty, the kind that cuts sharper than rage ever could. Sometimes the loudest goodbye is only 2 words. "Don't worry."